going on, guys? Hotshot with me here. I'm here with the wife, here with the son. We back at it with another video, and currently the topic is quitting Hotshot in 2022. A lot of people out here quitting Hotshotting. I don't really know why. I mean, a lot of people are not really understanding the good. Understanding you got to take the good with the bad and roll with it. But we just wanted to give our perspective and our stance on why people are quitting Hotshotting, and on top of that, you know,
if there's money.
Yeah, if there's money in Hotshotting still in 2022. And should you still, you know, roll with the punches if you are into it? And I think the overall theme is, you know, kind of what we were discussing earlier. It's just overhead. You feel me? Mm-hmm. You know, so as your overhead, you got to keep it low. You got to keep your overhead down if you want to stay in the business. You can't be out here having all these expenses. And that's one of the reasons that we decided that for our purposes, it was best for us to, you know, go with a used vehicle, something that we could pay for cash. And then as the repairs came, we were able to not spend probably about $1,000, you know, as far as a truck payment is concerned, stack that money, and then when a major repair did come around, we were able to fund it. So that's kind of where our head was with the situation. You know, little did we know, you know, we'd have a lot more breakdowns than probably the average Hotshotter, I will say that. I don't know exactly, but I mean, for us, the time of year in which we entered, which was like what, last year this time, which was 2021, you know, July. So 2021 in July we entered, that was, you know, really when Hotshot peak season was. You know, a lot of the rates were amazing, you know, everything, there was a lot of good hype about Hotshotting, and so that was one of the main reasons. You know, well, we had already kind of decided back in September, before that July 2021, back in September 2022, we was gonna do it. But, you know, the race just solidified it. But anyway, moving on, we just kind of just wanted to give, again, like I said, give our perspective. You got anything you want to add?
No. I mean, like you said, costs, keeping your costs low.
Most definitely.
We definitely have spent more than we bargained for at the beginning. We had a cash reserve. That cash reserve went by fast.
Quick.
With like
quick
truck maintenance, preventative maintenance, and then just breakdowns. And y'all saw at the beginning, when we first started the channel, them little straight up and down videos.
Yeah.
We had a trailer breakdown, differential leaks, shoot.
Yeah, we had a lot. I mean,
everything.
It's like every month,
shoot,
every other month, it's like every month something was happening. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what he's doing.
Oh, does he sleep?
every month, like something was happening. Like, so we started, like I said, July. We ran pretty well for the first couple months, and at the time, my insurance was really high. So you have to keep in mind that if you're still looking to get into Hotshot, especially in 2022, when insurance is already increasing for people who've already been in the business for this year. So that's something that you also keep in mind. Mm-hmm. So with us first starting, my insurance was around $2,400. I had just got my CDL, and it was type expensive. You know, it really was type expensive. And just imagine your rent, mortgage, whatever you got going on top of that. So now our insurance has dropped. You know, I've been in the game with my CDL for a year, so it dropped. And now we're probably at around, what, $1,500, which is still a little bit higher than, you know, it used to be. So for a lot of people that's, you know, been in the position I've been in, you know, we're gonna do a little transfer here. But yeah, at the end of the day, if you take into account your insurance and all that other stuff, oh, back to what I was saying. So at the end of the day, around September is probably when my first major breakdown happened. You know, I had my differential rebuild going on. No, my first major breakdown was my transmission. Ended up having to get a new transmission, and was able to pay for it over the road. Like I was actually on my way home. You guys can go back to the previous videos and see that. But that was around $5-6 grand. Then boom, probably a month later, differential went out, got it rebuilt, still leaking, probably got it rebuilt again a couple months later, of course, for your charge, because we got the warranty. I've had pistons, you know, explode on me, and brake pads, you know, almost falling off because they just wore just a lot quicker than I had, I guess, expected, you know, being on the Hotshot road. But I was able to fix that on the spot, and I was like, ran me another $1,000. And each differential rebuild, well, my first differential rebuild was probably about $1,400 as well, including, you know, getting some other stuff done on the side with it. So each month after, like starting in September, it was just hit after hit after hit. You know, trailer was breaking down, you know, I ended up having to get my spindle replaced. I had like basically 2 little grease in my hubs that exploded. And I didn't lose a wheel or anything like that. I caught it, I kind of felt something a little weird, and then ended up going and checking, and my hub had just started smoking. So we was able to, you know, just change the spindle out and keep moving on. So that was, what, I don't even remember. That was probably like $2,000, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, it was something around $2,000. So mind you, it's like grand, $2,000, grand, $5,000, you know. But at the end of the day, what?
Nothing, baby.
Oh, so at the end of the day, you gotta account for that type of stuff. And luckily for us, you know, like I said, we have a trailer payment, so we were able to account for it. But
a truck or a trailer payment.
Or a trailer payment.
Both cash.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, I think so. Overall, the point of this video is there money in it? So we would say yes, there is money in it. But if you have a truck payment and a trailer payment and your commercial insurance and you're doing like maintenance on your truck, because just because you have a new truck doesn't mean the dealership's going to be responsible for the maintenance. You still are. So tires, oil changes, everything else you still are accountable for. And fuel prices.
Exactly, and those are already skyrocketed through the roof. So imagining, dude, your fuel price is going up, and then on top of that, you're doing your maintenance yourself, all your regular oil changes. That's like, if you stay out on the road, you know, maybe an average of 2.5 weeks at a time out the month. I mean, you change your oil like each time you're coming home, and then everything else like every other time you're coming home. So it's a lot of stuff you got to add up. I mean, every truck is different. Every truck has like different type of filters and stuff. So you got to, you know, just figure out what works for you, run your own numbers, and see what your overhead is, see how much it costs for you to run per mile. That's something I didn't really learn until a little bit later, but you gotta see how much it takes for your truck to run for you to pay your bills, you know, in time. And it is still doable. Like I said, the point of this, like she said, the point of this video is to say, is Hotshot still worth it? You know, should you quit and get out the game, you know, and
so just call it quits? So how much did you gross versus how much you spent in like the most recent month? Because we also have been out of like kind of down for 2 months because we're getting a new engine rebuild. But the last time you were out, how much did you gross that month versus like overhead of maintenance and whatever else, and fuel prices?
Yeah, so like I was straight, ran pretty hard January, February, and March. My gross coming in, now this is gross, this is before, but if you don't know what gross means, it's before expenses are taken out. In 3 months, it was around 40, I want to say. So around $40,000, and yeah, and that was with me not running the full month either. And that was, everything was kind of wavy, like everything was clean. Like I didn't really have to worry for, or hurt, I wasn't hurting for anything at the time. It wasn't until, you know, we found out we needed a whole new long block and everything that's when, you know, it hit the fan. When it rains, it pours. So
yeah, he also comes home like once, like at least for a week out of the month, just to like be home with family. So he's not one of those hot shots that's like running 3, 4 weeks at a time. He'll do like 2.5 weeks, sometimes 3, but mainly it's 2.5 weeks, and then he's home. So those 40,000 were like not a complete whole month of running. Yeah. So through the 40, we still have fuel prices and everything else. So you got to take into account that, and just buying, you know, your oil, your extra oil, your oil filters and stuff.
I mean,
like
and even like your filters and oil, that's not even like a major expense. It really isn't. It's the fuel really that really will get you at this point, because currently right now, the fuel prices are kind of where they were back in February. They fluctuated so much, but either way they're hot, you know what I'm saying? But
fuel and food.
Yeah.
Fuel and food. Yeah, that's why I cook for him, because
exactly.
If you over the road and you're not cooking, you're spending money on fuel and you're eating out every day, and or you're staying in a hotel or something every night. It's gonna eat you up, and you're not gonna make no profit.
Is a no. Like,
you're not gonna make profit. If you
have not seen in our old videos, shoot, the OG. Shoot, my father-in-law, her dad, he showed his truck setup. Mine is very similar. Like, he has a bed in the back, got rid of that other passenger side front seat, and you should be good. You should not be staying in a hotel at all.
This man got an air fryer.
At all. Like, he got a whole coffee maker, air fryer.
Microwave,
you really can set your truck up right, you know, where you don't have to spend no time or money in a hotel. You should not be doing that, especially in today's market at all. Like, I would highly suggest you get you a Hotshot setup. Invest the time. Don't be lazy, and make you a Hotshot setup. Get that front seat out, man, because you could use that space. You know, I really use it, you know, so.
And if you got questions on how to do that, you know, put it in the comments. Put it in the comments, you know.
I got no problem.
Like it if you want to see us make or how we made our hot shot setup, we'll definitely like film some stuff because we got to do some modifications to the bed. So just like, you know what I'm saying, like and subscribe, and we'll give you guys more content on all of that.
Yeah, most definitely. So at the end of the day, it's just something that, you know, you really have to overall, if you're gonna stay in the hot shot business in 2022, yes, it's still worth it. I also want to touch on this. I don't know if this is the thing, but a lot of thing I have been seeing is the shorter runs are paying the better rates. So you could be running just like more of like, do like a little bit of a day run, and you can get anywhere between, you know, $5 a mile to sometimes $30 a mile. Like you just never know. But the shorter runs will pay you a little bit more. I was telling, you know, her earlier, I was like, shoot, I may just do, it may be more worth our while, you know, once we, you know, kind of get our stacks back up, you know, to do some just shorter runs, because it'll be worth it with the fuel prices going on. But you got to really plan your finances out that way. I'm not gonna say that is like 100% the case all the time in all the locations around the U.S. because every location is different. Some places are dry, some places not. You got to do what's works best for you. But where we are currently located, there's lows on the board. I mean, the board is hot, you know, where we are, but the rates are still just, you know, trash from what I'm looking. I'm looking to get a partial. Like I said in one of my other videos coming up, and I'm saying the rates are they're not looking good, man. They're not looking good, so I'm nervous, but we'll see. You know, we're gonna make it work. And shoot, God got it. So at the end of the day, that's really it for us. And we just want to give you that insight. And
yes, get in a hot shot.
Yes, get in a.
Keep your overhead low. Own what you got, everything you got, and save. Cause in these hard times, you gotta save money. And then when the market get hot again, fuel prices go low. That don't mean spend all your money. It means still save, because there's rainy days, there's gonna be rainy days, and the market may be like this again in the next 6 months. So save, save, save. Also, you know, be happy and make yourself happy, but save.
Yeah, most
saving
definitely.
is what we learned.
Yeah, I mean, that's something I heard recently, like if you have things that you know you don't need, and you're not really willing to get rid of them, even though you know, like, oh, you got a feeling, like, oh, maybe, you know, this is something I should get rid of my overhead. You care too much about what other people think. Like, get rid of it, like, straight up.
Yeah.
So, at the end of the day, that's it for us. You know, Hotshot with me out. I hope y'all stay merry, stay blessed. Have a good weekend, have a good day, whatever it is for you. And Hotshot with me out.
trying to push you, but that's about as far as he gonna get you, baby. What we doing, baby?
Finally get my truck to the shop. It's about time. Had a whole 2 months rest. One planned, one unplanned. Now it's finally time to get this truck back right. Shoot, a whole new engine. I'm basically gonna have 0 miles on this truck and a whole bunch of other stuff brand new. Shoot. I am ready. It's about time.
No! We got a helper.
No. You try so hard. What's wrong?
You been at the game too long, baby. It's like tutorial video.
This is not no tutorial video. Please don't call it that. I really don't like using straps on something this heavy. I prefer using chains, but yeah, I've done it before, so maybe I.
Bye. 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 There you go. Bye. High five, buddy. Yay, we got it done.
I had to sit down, I was tripping and taking a risk. Just cause the time running down on the clock, no, that don't mean that you got a blitz. Just chillin', be patient, keep working on you and you'll see that thing coming in quick.